We're going to talk about the Great Discovery course. You know, a few weeks ago, Sandra and I held a little party. It was on November 15th. And the reason I call it a party is because we got people together and we really went through the Great Discovery, taught the Great Discovery to everybody that was on. We gave them the opportunity to hear from some amazing speakers, some of whom were on tonight, like Gemma and Dr. Ann Hester, Dr. Mark Orman, some really great speakers on our platform. And it was just a really great day. So we're going to do more of those in the new year in 2026. But you know what? Here's the thing. This amazing creator suite that is coming, that is currently on special and is going to now continue till January 1st. It has the Great Discovery International course. So if you are a creator, you have it in your learning, in your courses. And if you haven't opened it yet or tried it yet, you're missing an opportunity. So as Tim said, it's based on Six Sigma. So what is Six Sigma? Six Sigma, if you can look it up on the internet, it is still a business problem-solving process optimization system that is better than anything that has come along really in the last 150 years. It was tagged by the MIT Sloan School of Management as being one of the top 10 business innovations in the last 150 years. And why would that be? It's because it helped businesses all over the world. It didn't matter what kind of industry they had, where they were geographically, what their management structure was like, how big they were, how small they were. If they engaged with the principles of Six Sigma and really employed it in their organization, they saw tremendous breakthrough. And the Great Discovery is the fourth generation of Six Sigma. So it's been around for 40 years and it has continued to evolve. The Great Discovery is the fourth generation where the thinking of Six Sigma is brought to everyone. So if you are not using the course to help yourself, you're missing an opportunity because it has helped so many people. So I want to talk to you a little bit about it tonight. I cannot replicate the party that Sandra and I had on the 15th because we had all day. And, it would be so nice to be able to redo it, but I've got, half an hour. So let me share with you some highlights. I want to tell you where the course is located and what it looks like and kind of the content, what you can expect to learn from it. And then I also want to talk to you a little bit about coaching, because one of the things about the course is you can do it on your own, but you get so much more out of it if you work with a coach. So Tim was talking about hire an expert. Well, we've had experts on the platform from day one on the Great Discovery, and they are our Great Discovery coaches. We have some amazing coaches, and they will help you take whatever it is you're trying to achieve and just really bring it over the finish line, probably faster and more efficiently than you thought was possible. So there's so much to it. There's so much that you can gain for it. It really would be a shame if you don't take advantage of that which is there in front of you. We don't just list it in the package just to give it to you. We do it for a reason because we know how much it can help you. So, all right, let's talk about it a little bit. Let me share my screen. And like I said, Sandra and I gave a party on the 15th, and a number of you were there and some of you weren't. So we'll give you a little bit of an overview, just a glimmer of what happened that day. So we talk about a new way of learning because really that's what the Great Discovery is about. Based on Six Sigma, it's a new way of thinking. And the reason I call it a party is because it is the thing that allows you to celebrate your life, the journey that is your life, the things that can unfold, the possibilities that you could only dream about before can now become your reality. So it's an amazing thing. It's something to be celebrated and something to be embraced, and you've got it. So take advantage of it. So we talk about this as a proven way of thinking because really Six Sigma was teaching people how to think differently about approaching problems. And the same thing is true for all of us because, as Sandra says, what do we all wake up with every day? We wake up with problems that need to be addressed. Some of them are small, some of them are big. But regardless, we usually have something that we need to work through every single day. So with the Great Discovery, what we're giving you is a new way of thinking, a proven way of thinking based on Six Sigma. Michael Harry, who was the creator of the Great Discovery, used to say, if you think what you always thought, you get what you always got, because it all starts with a thought. When you change the way you think, when you change the way you look at the world, your whole world changes. So the great discovery truly is a breakthrough to a new way of thinking. That's what we fundamentally teach you, to look at things differently, to think about them differently, to dream really big. And you know what? I talk about this a lot. We did this on the 15th. There are going to be things that are going to stop you. You're going to get in your own way. But you know what? We have methods to help you break through that as well. So don't let the excuses from the past and the things that have held you back before be the reason why you're not going to step into your greatness right now, because you can. You've got the pathway, you've got a proven pathway, which I'm going to show you. And there are people who have succeeded, and you know what? You can too. So here's what it is. Here's what it looks like, the proven path. This is what we teach you in the course, in the Great Discovery course. We start at, I always say we always start in the upper right-hand corner, where we're thinking about what we want to accomplish. We're visualizing it. And you can see that top lane, it says innovation. Because what is innovation? It's visualizing, strategizing, dreaming really, really big. I find most people never dream big enough. They are dreaming small dreams because they want to be safe. Maybe they don't want to be disappointed. But you know what? Here's the thing. When you dream really, really, really big, like Six Sigma was a really, really, really big dream, you might not accomplish that big dream, but you will get so much further than if you limit yourself to a small dream. So this is all about dreaming as big as you can, and really then allowing the path to unfold that's going to get you from where you are to where you want to be. So here's our proven path. Let's talk about a few things. In the course, we take you through some of these tools for breakthrough. Remember, breakthrough to a new way of thinking. And one of those tools is a personal journal. We give you journal questions throughout the course that are supposed to really challenge your thinking, because as you start to think about or put the proven path together, you're going to run into challenges, you're going to run into obstacles, you're going to run into things that maybe you've never thought about before. And the journal gives you that opportunity to explore your thoughts, explore your feelings, explore what you're observing about how things are going, and what you're observing about where you're stuck. And it really helps you get some perspective on the whole process. So the journal is a really key aspect of the whole thing, runs throughout the entire course. Another tool for breakthrough that also runs through the entire course is a dream board. And I've talked about this before, but I'll mention it again. The dream board has neuroscience backing it up. When you put visual images that represent what you're trying to accomplish in your life, whether it be a big goal or maybe just a very tactical goal, something small, big or small, whatever it is you're trying to work towards, if you visually represent it on a dream board with pictures, words, images that speak to you, you're starting to train your brain to look for the same kinds of things out in your world. So in our world, there's so many things that we get exposed to every single day, and our brain cannot bring all of that to our consciousness. It's just too much. So it filters the information that we see out in the world based on kind of our preferences. What are we telling our brain we'd like to be able to recognize, see, and react to? And everything else kind of gets filtered and pushed aside. It's not that it's not there, it's just not present and front and center in our consciousness. When we do a dream board, we start to train our brain to say, well, these are the things I really want to see out in the world. And that's the neuroscience. We start to see things that we focus on. So a really simple little experiment that you can try is maybe tell yourself that you want to notice something that's not very present in your world. So for example, if you're in the middle of winter right now, and as we all are, but some of you are knee deep in winter, maybe you say to yourself, I want to see butterflies. Okay, so now you're training your brain to look for butterflies out in your world. Now, got to open your mind up a little bit. It could be live butterflies, or it could be butterflies on pictures that you see or in stationery or in windows or all sorts of things. But you train your brain and suddenly you're going to see butterflies all over the place. That's how this works. You put your dream board together, you start to look at the images that matter to you, the things that excite you, and then you start to see them out in your world. And when you see them out in your world, now you can start to take action to move yourself towards what you're trying to accomplish. So this is an extremely powerful tool for breakthrough. And we ask you to update your dream board throughout the entire proven path process because it can help you accelerate your progress so much. Another tool for breakthrough is a dream team, people that will work with you and help you achieve your goals. So it's often that you have people that that want to help you succeed or want to be part of the process when you are trying to make a breakthrough or trying to achieve a goal. So invite them to be part of your dream team. People who maybe think a little bit differently than you do to give you new perspective. Again, it's about changing your thinking. So if I get someone who's a really divergent thinker and I'm more of a convergent thinker, meaning maybe I look more at the details as opposed to the big picture, I would love the perspective of someone who can look out on the horizon and see that big picture and share that with me so that it opens up my perspective and I can move forward from a much more confident and assured place because I've got someone that can help me see that. So a dream team is very important. Dream team members can come and go. They can walk with you on the journey and maybe they step aside and let new dream team members come along. But a dream team is a really powerful tool to help you be successful. And besides, it's a lot of fun to go in pursuit of your dreams with people who care about helping you accomplish that. So it's a lot of fun. All right, so again, we talk about this proven path and we build it from the right to the left. We start with the mission, all right, your life dream. And I really ask this question because this is what we're really asking you when you start the Great Discovery. If anything were possible, what would your dream life be? What would it look like? And again, that's a journal question. That's, something to ponder and to think about. What could it be? So many of us get caught up in our day-to-day living and just, making ends meet, paying the bills, doing the things that we need to do, and then we go to bed and it starts all over again tomorrow. And we don't take a moment to even think about those dreams that we had. Maybe we had dreams as a child or as a young adult, but we kind of set them aside. Well, maybe I'll get to that later. Maybe I'll do that at a time when, maybe I'm more financially secure. Maybe I'll do this when my kids are grown, whatever it is. But you know what? Life is right now. So start right this moment and ask yourself, if anything were possible, what would your dream life look like? That's what the question is that we start you off with the Great Discovery. That's the mission, the life dream. And you can have multiple life dreams. It doesn't just have to be one. There's a couple of them that we can talk about. These are the ones we featured at our party on the 15th of November. So many people dealing with health issues or just wanting to feel better and have more vitality or age vibrantly. So that could be a life dream to realize abundant health and well-being. Another is in relationships, whether that's your partner, your spouse, your family, your community, whoever that is, enriching those relationships, making them, just so very special because the people in our lives are what give us, the joy, the fulfillment, the satisfaction. How can we make the most of that? How about being an impactful leader, whether that's in your business or in your community, whatever it is you're involved in, to be a leader, a voice that moves the community in a new way based on some of your ideas and some of your perspectives. And here's another one: accelerate your business growth. So, here's just something I want to share with you as those of you that are course creators who have the Great Discovery International course now in your portfolio on the Great Discovery platform. When I was helping teams with Six Sigma all these many years, I often hear people say, well, you know what, my boss really wants me to make an improvement really quick. So I'm just going to do what I need to do. I'm just going to, do these different things because I know I can make a little bit of a difference. And then I'll get to Six Sigma a little bit later. I'll get to it later. And the perception was, I want to do what I know how to do right now. And this other thing that I have to take the time to learn and think about, it's just too big right now. I'll get to it later. Well, okay. But you know what? Here's what those people learned is that what they knew how to do only moved them so far, only moved the needle a little tiny bit, whereas Six Sigma moved the needle tremendously. It's what we call a second order change. What that really means is that when you experience a second order change, you cannot go back to the way things were before. You've just made an evolutionary move in your life. So a second order change is dramatic, it's transformative, it's life changing. And that's what Six Sigma was. So when you want to just kind of stay over here where I know what to do, I don't want to take the time to learn something else because I need to get all this stuff done. Okay, but you're missing an opportunity. And the same thing is true for our course creators that come on. They are so excited because let's face it, there's so many great things they can do on the platform. Get courses up, get a channel going, you know, um, work as an affiliate, get people to come on board and, invite them to the different events, be on a summit, all those things, all great things. That's what I know how to do. I'll learn the great discovery later. But here's the thing, if you start with the great discovery as your compass, developing your path, you will get to do all of those things because they will fit on that proven path and you'll do them faster, more efficiently, more effectively than you will in a scattered way, doing one thing and then moving to something else and switching back and forth. Pretty soon before you know it, 6 months has gone by and you may have accomplished a little bit, but you can accomplish so much more with the great discovery as your North Star, essentially. So if you want to accelerate your business growth as a life dream, start with the Great Discovery course. Build that proven path and fit in all of these things that you want to do, your courses and your channel and your affiliate side of the business. Get all of that organized using the Great Discovery. It will go faster. You will dream bigger and you will accomplish more than you ever thought you was possible. And it will be an amazing journey. What it comes down to is you have to take the time to learn the process and to do the process. But it's not that hard. We tell people it takes maybe 2 to 3 hours a week for about 3 months doing the work. And the work can be combined with what it is you're trying to accomplish on the Great Discovery, and you will achieve your goals and aspirations. So if it's worth that investment, it will take you so far. All right, and then the next thing we do is we show you values. So we did a little values exercise on the 15th, but we've got another one that's in the course, and it allows you to see what those core values are and how they align to that life dream. So let's talk about core values for a second. We're talking about what we call intrinsic core values. Intrinsic core values are those that are internal to us as opposed to external. So we might say, my family is, I really value my family. I really value my education or my religious community or whatever it is outside of me. And those are all great values, but those are extrinsic or external values. What we're looking for is internally, what lights you up from the inside? What makes it so that you are so engaged and you're purposeful and passionate about what it is you're doing? So we have some exercises that help you explore that. Because oftentimes people set aside their internal core values as part of their journey just to survive day to day. As we talked about, just putting food on the table and paying your bills. We forget about our core values and we don't orient our life around our core values. Well, when you come back and you do this exercise and you see what those values are, and again, put them on your dream board and see what they look like for you and how you can engage with that, your life will brighten up in a way that I can only tell you about. You have to experience it. It's amazing. But it will influence your behaviors and your decisions. Your core values do that. And it allows you to live life from a joyful and purposeful place as opposed to just, existing and just getting by. So here's some examples. These are some of the core values that we talk about. There's so many more, and each and every person probably has about a half a dozen intrinsic core values that really resonate for them, and then it has special meaning for them. So again, this is the kind of stuff that can go on a dream board. Some of these pictures, if you like to create, if you like to nurture people or nurture yourself, you like to achieve, so on. These are just some examples. So once you have your core values identified and you align those with a mission, now you've got an extremely powerful combination. You've got basically the fuel for the engine that's gonna take you from where you are to where you want to be. It's really transformative. And really everything else is just the path. So like I said, if you're a course creator and you've got all these things that you want to do, well, guess what? They go on that path. Creating my courses is one of my milestones. Creating my channel and understanding how I'm going to engage membership is one of my milestones. Building my affiliate business perhaps may be one of your milestones. They may vary from person to person, what matters most, but they become milestones. And now you've got them organized and you've got a clear vision of where you're starting from and where you want to go. And as you execute and you move to that bottom lane that's down there, you now take action towards the things you're trying to accomplish, which will move you closer and closer. Every action you take moves you closer to that mission. And suddenly you are at your life dream and you're living that life dream. So this is the proven path. It works. It's worked for countless people in countless types of life dreams. And we know it works, and we know it can help you. As Sandra said earlier with the books, we've written the Bentley books for kids 5 years old, learning about how to set a life dream and how to work towards that. And so everybody can learn this, everybody can do this, and it will just enrich your life. So this is my overview of the course. What I want to do is I want to show you, let me stop sharing here for a moment. I want to show you where it is on the platform. So let me find it here. Okay. And I want to show you a couple other things on the platform too. So as you're doing the course, if you decide you really need some help, I'm going to show you how to get the coaching help. So again, let me go back to sharing my screen. Oops, I've got to get out of here. That's what I got to do. Sorry. Let me get out of the presentation mode first. Okay, there we go. All right, let me share this. All right, so now what you should see is our Great Discovery navigation pane, the learning management system. And if you go over here to My Learning, it should be in your courses. So if you have, like I said, if you bought the Creator Suite, it should be there. If you want to recommend it for someone else, I'll show you how to find it. And yes, everything is very slow. I've said Monday after the holidays. It's just things are slow. Okay, so where are my courses here? These are all my courses. Well, I have two, let's see. Completed. It's got to be here. There it is. The Great Discovery International course. So you should see it in your list of courses that you have. And again, there's mostly videos. And these videos, you can see how long they are. But we teach the Great Discovery in 4 stages, and I showed you a couple of them. I showed you do the dreaming, dream the doing, plan the doing, and do the planning. Under each one of these is some videos, and then journals, as I said, exercises, creating your dream board, and so on. So it just walks you through it step by step. Some testimonials, some people that have gone through it. All right, let me go back to that navigation pane. If you don't have it, or if you don't know where to find it, I want to show you on our wonderful search bar how that works. Oh, it's right up here at the top. Okay, hang on. There we go. So you could just type in the Great Discovery. There's a lot of stuff that says the Great Discovery. So, but here's TGD International. And it should take you right to it. And there it is. So you can find it right there. And one more thing I want to show you is the coaching. So if you decide, hey, I really want to have a coaching session, I'm stuck, I'm not sure what the next step is, or I'm not quite sure how to navigate. So you go here to your coaching tab and oops, you come, oh, will not stay for me. There we go. Sessions. Now, some of you may have coaching tokens, some of you may not. We pay for our coaching sessions by using tokens. So if you have no tokens, it'll show you in your account. I have 16 in my account. If I need to buy more, I can come over here and buy tokens. A token is $25 just by itself, and we sell them in bundles for a discount. So if you want to buy 10, for example, you'll get a discount on them, and they are commissionable, and the other thing is they are transferable. So if you buy a bundle of tokens and you bring some people on, you can give them the gift of a coaching session by gifting them some tokens. So all of that's possible. But for now, I just want to show you how to schedule a coaching session. So you come over here to where it says book now. And we tend to do a couple of different types of coaching sessions. We do what we call semi-private, which is small group, about 5 people with your coach, and you can invite a group together that you're working with, like your dream team, and you can all come together with your coach. You can also do a private session with your coach, or you can just sign up for a semi-private, and maybe there are other people that you don't know who will be in that group, but that's a great learning experience as well. So it's whatever. However, you will learn best working with a coach. You can see the coaches who are active. Here we have, well, I coach, but I have 4 wonderful coaches that have been coaching for quite some time and will be wonderful resources for you. They were all, except for Laura, at the party on the 15th. So you come over here and you can look at your coaches, see what they have on the calendar. You can look at services, or you can just go right to a calendar function. Very similar to our event calendar. And you can see here, here's our coaching calendar for December. We have quite a few sessions. Many of them are semi-private. There's some private sessions available. And if you hover over them, you will see a little bit more about what that session is, who the coach is, a little bit more about the time and all of that. And so what I did was I signed up, and I'll show you on mine, for this semi-private here that's on this coming Friday with Mark Johnson, and the topic is forces in action. So if you're at the place where you're learning about your driving and restraining forces and have some questions, you would drop into a session about that topic. So to book it, you just click on it, and you can cancel it too if, oops, all right, come on. That is slow. I guess I'm not. Well, I'm not getting it to book, I guess. All right, I'm not sure what's going on.
Are you logged in, Cathy?
I should be. It's got my tokens.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm right there. Yeah, it's just I did it just a little bit ago. Okay, well, you know how that
Monday
goes.
after holiday, right?
That's it, Monday after the holiday. Well, I'll go back. I will show you what happens when you're booked.
Well,
So
were
I
you
have
hitting
it
that?
here.
You might have been hitting that Friday one. You're already in that one.
Yeah, but I clicked on another one. It didn't do it either. I don't know what's going on, but if you sign up, you hit book and it shows up right here. So here's all the details, and there's more. If I go over here, it'll give me my link. So it'll be a Zoom meeting. It'll give me my link that I need to connect. I can add it to my calendar. If I click on that, there's all of the different calendars that I can add that to, and I usually just add it to my Google Calendar. It's already there, so that's why I didn't do it. If I decide, oh, you know what, I don't really want to do it, I'll do it another time. I can cancel, or I can even reschedule. And I'm not sure what happens with the email. Does email the coach? Oh, I can just do an email. I'm not sure where that sends it to, but okay, but that's our coaching our coaching appointments, and they will just be listed on your coaching dashboard. So definitely take advantage of our great coaches when you get stuck, and just drop into a session, and it will again move you forward faster than you can do on your own. So just get the help that you need when you need it. So with that, I realize we're coming close to the end of the half hour. So let me pause and see what questions anybody has. Let's stop sharing. Any questions? Any questions in chat? Let's just see. Nope. Thank you, Katie. Love the overview. Okay. Yeah, this is quick, so I can't get into details right now because there's not enough time, but it is a very rich learning experience. It's also a learning experience that you can go through multiple times, and every time you go through it, you learn a little bit more. You get another nuance to it. So as I was learning it, I went through it probably 12 times before it all started to sink in really well. And just different things that come to light every time you go through it. And eventually, after you've gone through it once or twice and accomplished something, it truly changes your thinking. So it's an amazing thing. And I just want to see, Sandra, is there anything you'd like to say or add to any of this?
I just want to say, as Cathy said, all of you who are creators have the TGD International in your account. It's there for you guys. We wanted you guys to have it so that it will exponentially increase your odds of success. And once you go through it, like Cathy said, it is a second order change. It is how I approach life now. I use the Six Sigma way of thinking in everything. And it does make a difference. Makes things a little easier sometimes when you've got a proven way to work through issues, problems, whatever it is you're working on. And you can apply it to anything, guys. You can apply it to, helping your kid get into college. You can apply it to, first time trying to buy a home. Oh my gosh, there's a lot to, people trying to buy a home the first time. Anything.
I'll tell you one that I just helped someone with. So my brother-in-law's twin brother, his daughter is getting married next summer. She's an accountant and he's a tax attorney. They love the Great Discovery. They sat down and put their entire wedding on the proven path. They've got all their milestones laid out and they're just marching to it. Tim and his name is Tim as well. Tim and his wife Michelle, I was asking, how's the wedding coming? And she said, they've just got all their milestones laid out. She said, I'm staying out of it. I'm going to let them do it. So there you go. You can use it to plan a wedding.
That's awesome. You can also use it to plan to not get divorced, which was what we had one couple. We used it to actually save their marriage. So that was an amazing, amazing thing that happened. And Michael was still with us when that happened. And I will never forget the day that they told us that they used it to save their marriage, this couple that we knew. And I just literally brought tears to my eyes. So, I mean, anything, guys, literally anything you can think of. And when we talk about teaching the little ones through the Bentley series, we're not teaching them as in depth of what we do the adults, but we're teaching them the principles. We're teaching them to dream big and not limit their dreams. A lot of times in life now, what happens? We have a dream, or little kids, I want to be an NFL football player, right? Oh, you'll never do that. You can't do that, right? Don't tell them that. Let them work through that. Let them work through that on their own to figure out what's going to be right for them and what's not going to be right for them. And so it starts when they're that young. If we can put this and then help them get in touch with those core values, those intrinsic core values, life is so much easier. Like Cathy said, I had to go through it several times too to really grasp it and understand it. But once I learned what my core values were and I attached those to what I was doing, life became so much better. It wasn't a struggle anymore because I wasn't doing things that weren't in alignment with my core values. So it makes a huge difference, guys. So it's there. If you're a creator, it's in your account. By all means, please pick it up and go through it. So amazing.
Absolutely. All right. So with that, we'll adjourn for tonight. Thank you all for being here. And if you need any help with any of this, just reach out. We're here to help you and all the best with it. I know what it can do for you.
Thank you, Cathy.
Yeah,
Yep.
thank you so much, Cathy. That was awesome tonight. It was great seeing you and kind of doing a review since the summit. We haven't really done one, so thank you for coming on. That was awesome.
Thank you, Cathy.
It's truly awesome. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you all for being here. We'll see you soon.
See you soon. Thank you.
Have a great night.
Take care. Bye.